don't think.
Yeah, we'll walk through all that. Let's work through it. Today, I'm not going to cover a lot. We just focus on the coins we're trading anyway. So let's start with Bitcoin dominance, right? So make this bigger. So Bitcoin dominance, I mean, it needs to break down for the alts to really fly. And if we start on the weekly chart, um, okay. So we got this triangle that I've drawn here. And here we've done just one level drop and then we've risen up, which is what you expect. And now we've come back down and we're trying to go back up again. So we're kind of chopping through this triangle, right? We're going like that, zip, 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 zip. The question is, where are we going to break out? Are we going to break up above or are we going to break down? I think we break down. I think we break down and continue down, but that's just perception, right? It needs to happen first. So, and the reason why I say that is normally when you get these sort of candles here, these triple red candles here, you tend to get a reverse onto the other side because where they are trying to go, they normally disguise it, right? So, like for example, here, they want to run this thing, they want to run this up. Okay, so this thing goes up, right? But technically, oh, sorry, this one, this is the one I'm new to. This one is triple red. They want to run it down, but they don't, they need to disguise it, right? So what they do is they run it up first. Then they stop it and then go down, right? So they always fake you out. It's a fake out. So this is a fake out. And people might look at it and say, whoa, this is a strong volume, strong candle. It's going to go up some more. Of course, it did go up some more, but not by much. Then off you go down, you know. So, so these things happen all the time on charts. So, like here, big volume candle, they want to move it, they will move it up a little bit, but technically after these sort of candles, you get a down, then you get it back up. So sometimes it goes up above it, sometimes it doesn't, and then you get a dump after that, right? So we have a dump after this, which goes down, and then you can continue the journey. So that's what I'm expecting here. So on Bitcoin dominance, I'm expecting that we've had our kind of big move to the upside, first drop to the downside, and we are kind of gone up, bounced up, and then we continue the journey down. So this is the direction I think they want to go, but they don't want to reveal their hand to anybody, right? So they go back and then they dump it down. So we'll see where it breaks across this. Anyway, it breaks, we'll take action. If it breaks above, then it's not good for the altcoins because the altcoins can't really outperform Bitcoin. Bitcoin will still be the strongest and will run away. And some altcoins will pump, but the extent of the pump won't be the same as this breaking down. So we're watching this very carefully. On the daily chart, quickly on the daily chart before we move on. This is the one that I'm really looking closely watching for confirmation. You see, we got a big sell-off, right? And guess what? You get reverse. So we want to go down, but they're going to fake you out and then later on bring it back down. So, this 50-day moving average here, that 50 line, 50-day EMA, it needs to be either we need to break down, so we need to come below it. And if we come below it, then that's it. Because what we basically done is we've climbed above it, we've done a kind of a retest, broken down below it, come back again, and then rejected. So again, this is a very similar story of, okay, look, we want to send it down on this candle, we want to send it down, but let's fake people out first, right? Fake them out, then dump it, which is exactly what's happened. So here, but you need a retest. When you break below some of these lines, you need a retest, and this is the retest. So if the retest fails, then that's it. This thing is going to come all the way back down below here, right? It's coming all the way back down below there, and probably the next level of interest for Bitcoin dominance will be probably 50% of this candle here, or the lower end of this candle, somewhere here. That'll be the next area of interest. So it's a big drop and it will help the altcoins really to kind of it will help them to really kind of, I guess, you know, push to the upside a lot. So we'll keep our eye on it. I mean, there's a lot of divergences on it, like the MACD. So if you look at this MACD and then you look at that, right, there's kind of a divergence on it. And if we count in from here, we've just done one level drop. So all this is one. We've climbed up and now we've dropped, but this didn't come below this. So we do have a lower. We need to come below this point here. And for me, I think here it comes all the way to 53%. In the next couple of weeks to maybe 2 months, we'll visit here. So that's what I'm looking for on the Bitcoin dominance to break down. And I think we'll get a view on it tomorrow. By tomorrow, we'll know because this is daily. So if by tomorrow we've closed below the 50-day moving average, then that tells me that's it. We can maybe get a quick view from 4 hours. So 4 hours, what we've got is, okay, we've done our move to the upside. We've come back down, done a revisit to the scene of the crime, and now we're going back. So this is another, classic. I want to go down, but I'll bring it up and then continue the journey down. So I expect it to continue going down from here. I expect it to continue going down. So that's Bitcoin dominance. We've got the bigger triangle. So wherever it breaks, we'll take action accordingly. But I think it breaks down. Um, let's have a good look at UMA. Okay, UMA is one of my trades, so let's have a look at it on the weekly chart. Right, okay. So it's very important we pay attention to this BTC pair for the coins we're trading. Of course, MOODENG doesn't have it, but if it did, we would be paying a lot of attention to it. What we have here on the weekly chart is, for me, I like to review it from the weekly chart first and then see what's going on. We can step it down. So all this time has been falling against Bitcoin, falling all the time. All this here would be, so this was the 2021 pump, 2020 pump. It's a 2020 bull run pump. Then you came down and had another one here. So this this is like a drop on the weekly chart. So this is like a drop on the weekly chart. And if you want to count here, we won't count this because the reason why I don't count this is it's the pivot. So, and it kind of took us quite high. So I'll start doing my counts from here. So this is one drop there, that's two, that's three. And normally after the three, you're going to have a good pump. And we did have a good pump from here. And then you can have four and five. So four and five. So, and then after that, guess what? You had a good pump. Okay. Now you're having a kind of like another 3 steps. So what we've got is a 3-step down here, which is one here, two here, three, and then a revisit to the scene of the crime. So long as we kind of hung about here, it's fine. Sometimes too, you can go slightly lower before the big pump comes in. So I'm looking at a double bottom type scenario on this. Double bottom, slightly lower figure, and then off we go to big highs because there is currently some divergences in play on the weekly chart. So if we compare this here to let me just see something here. Is that the case? So here, and then here, and then here. So this is the lowest point. This point is the lowest point, and we've gone lower. So we went lower here, and the RSI was higher. So there's divergence there. If we zoom it out into, here where the RSI is here, let me make this collapse that so it's bigger. You can see here, the lowest point of RSI is down here. And as you can see, I've drawn a line across it, right? So long as the RSI is trending higher, but the price is going lower, that tells you there's a change, right? There's a big change happening. So we need to we need to look at that. And also the MACD length here is very, very long. It's long in terms of when you compare it this to this, it's very long. So it's very long. It means sometimes when MACD goes this length low, it's a sign of, the end after it's been falling for a while as well. So there's a lot of good work here, but I think there's a bit more. There's a tiny bit left on this one, the UMA pairing here. So I do expect it to fall slightly, but not by much. Maybe, put a something here to about, probably very small for, yeah, let's go here. Not a huge one. Let's put an alert there to remind us. Okay, and then let's look at the actual pair itself. So weekly chart, and I've been comparing these things. So I did some drawing already here to say, okay, if uh, if it drops 23%, what does it look like? If Bitcoin were to fall, right, to 78, 80K or whatever, which is 18%, and UMA drops 23%, then we'll be at 180. And if we drop 38%, which is double what Bitcoin would do, what would it look like? We'll be at 150. I'm just using it to control my liquidation, right? So I'm saying, okay, I need to be below 150 to be safe on my liquidation. We may not get there, but I'm just being super cautious so that I don't lose my account. So, on the weekly chart, there's a lot of, this candle is quite big. So unless tonight something happens, then I would expect us to do a double bottom or something like that, or actually come down to this point here, which is around $2.10. This place becomes a key interest area, $2.10, $2.05, something like that. And then we'll be off to some big, big, big moves to the upside. So that's what I'm looking for on this UMA trade. Let's go to tier. So tier BTC chart is looking very bullish. So, we have a double bottom here. So this is a double bottom here. We have a divergence as well on the weekly chart. So if I show you, it's looking really, really bullish. So here, this bottom here, right, is the lowest point of RSI. And we've gone lower here. RSI is still higher. And we've gone lower again, RSI higher, right? So this is really bullish. That is bullish. So even if tier will fall, I don't think it's going to fall by much based on how strong it is against Bitcoin currently. And if we look at it on a daily chart, you see it even better, right? So on the daily chart, you can see how strong. So we got a divergence on the weekly chart. We got a divergences on the daily chart as well. So if you look at this point here, which is the lowest point, and you look at this goes even lower, and the RSI is higher. And these candles, right? These pink candles, when you see them on the chart, it's a sign of a reversal. It tells you price is going to go back the other way very soon. And this one, we had this, and then price went back up, right, to about here. This is BTC pair, so went up here, and then you've got this one here as well, and price is going back up. Sometimes you come below it slightly before you go up. So, even if we come low, it's not going to go by much like here, right? So this one here to here wasn't a big move to the downside. So we could have something like that as well, where it comes slightly below here, but it won't be by much. But it's still a very strong chart in terms of the BTC pair. So pretty happy with that one. If we go to the USD pair itself, it's a very similar story. You can see we've got a divergence on the daily chart. So daily chart, you can see that was the low, right? This was the initial low, and RSI hit a bottom here, right? I think yes, that's the weekly chart. Yeah. So the RSI hit a bottom here. I think it's here. Yeah, it hits a bottom there, and then price even goes lower here, and the RSI is still higher, right? So there's a divergence on the weekly chart. This is like some call it it's called the climax bottom. So where you have a lot of capitulation, people are selling their tokens cheap, right? And you get big fat red candle, and that's what it is. Like here, if you see here, there was a lot of capitulation, then you went down slightly, then off you went. So, even if we came down, and it will be very slightly, it will be very slightly. I probably won't put TF going below $4. It's unlikely to go below $4 now, based on the setup now. So it's looking good. And it's pushing up against this pink candle. So this pink candle, if it continues to do good work, then this will become a bullish, really, really bullish candle. I don't think we've got any of that sort of candle on tier at all, but that would be really, really bullish. Like huge rejection of lower price. You can see the wick on the bottom of it is big, huge, huge, huge rejection. On 4 hours, I'll bring you on 4 hours because I've been doing my counts, right? And when I do the counts, I'm thinking, oh, there's one left. But sometimes the counts, you could have one out. It's not perfect sign sometimes. So, you know, but on 4 hours, this is one drop, this is two, and we've had three. So normally when I have three drop like that with some good divergences on the RSI like this, I'm happy. Oversold one, oversold two, oversold three. I always like that. When I see that, it gives me confidence that, there's more moves to the upside, more likely. 80% probability you're going to go up rather than go down. So TIA is looking really strong. I mean, it's looking strong. And with this candle formed, we'll come back down a bit. It's possible we come and test somewhere here, 493. And if we hold this, then we're going all the way back up to about the 596. And then we'll see whether the retest of this 200 moving average on 4 hours holds. If it holds, that's it. It's going up. So TIA is looking good. Very, very good. Very strong. Um, then let's go and look at MOODENG first before we play with any others. So MOODENG, let's look at it from a weekly chart perspective, right? So the thing with these meme coins is they are the ones that fall hardest in all of it. They fall really hard. They run also very fast. So this is red, and on the weekly chart, you don't get to see a lot because it's not telling me anything apart from the fact that it's sitting on support here. And the support here is around the 20, and if we break this 20, then of course the next support on the weekly chart is around 16, between 16 and 15, somewhere there. It won't go below this candle. The price won't go below this candle. I don't think we go below 13. Even with a Bitcoin dump. I don't think we'll go below this candle. I think we'll do a double bottom or something like that at West. So that's the weekly chart. But on the on the daily chart, so I was doing my counts again, and again I looked at it and I was like, okay, so here I don't have all the MACD, so it's very difficult. But if I count this as one, this goes lower than that, so two. Then I come and count here three, this piece here three, then this is four, right? Then there could be another one somewhere there, right? Which will be around like 14, 15. So, but with these counts, like I say, if I count four, I take action. If I was going to buy MOODENG, I'll buy it now. I'll buy some here, 5% or 7.5% of my account and leave my 7.5. If I get a five, I do another 7.5%. I know after five, we're going to go up, especially on the daily chart. Um, so this is looking good. Worst case scenario, you get some 14, here 14, 13, 14, something like that. I don't think we'll go below it. So that's what I'm looking at on MOODENG. It may be well be we don't get it. and it will just be this candle starts going up, 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 and we start going up. But if Bitcoin dumps to 88K, then Moondic will hit that five. So that's what I'm looking for on this one. If we get it, great. If we don't, great. But at least your trade is protected. So, you know. And then let's look at goat, right? So I mean, did you close the goat trade or are you still in the goat trade?
Now I'm still in it, still
Okay.
same.
Okay,
Um,
cool. So goat is like it's falling back to base, like below even below base. Like this is crazy. How much these people have sold this thing is just crazy. They've dumped it too hard. But anyway, so let's go. So this is our level. I mean, I probably yeah. So here is the pivot to go up. So let's just this one is a suspect here. It's a suspect. So this probably becomes one. This is two. This is three, and this is four. Right? If I were to count the other part up, then it's five. So this is where sometimes the counts can be a bit, so that's why when I get to four, I'm very, very cautious what I'm doing. So, if I count one, two, three, four, I won't, this one doesn't go below that, so I don't count it. This is five. So we've got five, and the only thing that we need is a bullish divergence. We don't have it yet. So we don't have a proper divergence on the weekly chart, where we've gone lower and price has gone lower, right? So I think probably we get one tiny zip to the downside, maybe 3-0, maybe 3-0, and then off we go at best, at worst. So the daily chart a little bit, but I would buy this. As I'm saying, if I'm looking to buy 5%, 7.5% of my account here, and I'll buy 7.5 when it goes lower. You know, I wouldn't be sitting and waiting for this price here because I may not get it. I may not get it. So, and for we've done the five like I was counting, um, but if you count from here, then it's one, two, three, four. So there's one left. So I think it's looking good. We're not far off. We're not far off from where we're supposed to reverse from. So it's looking good on GOAT as well. And I'll probably admit.
so what,
So
when do you, because
um
I've got a short position as well. So when do you think would be the great time to say, okay,
cut it. Well, I think if you see if you need to watch this daily chart, right? If you get this becomes a bullish divergence, it's not at the moment. It's not. And I probably will go to 4 hours and pick it up from 4 hours for you. So here we have a divergence here, right? So this here, that is a divergence there, right? Because if you look at the low price here and this is lower, price higher. So we have a divergence here. Um, and we have a divergence also. Let me see, what's the low price here? 3644, and this one is 3646, so that's not one. So we just have one here, right? We have one here, and we don't have one until here. So there's another one here. There's another one there, two, and then there's another one here, three. So normally when I count three, I tend to be happy, especially on 4 hours. If I get three divergences, I would buy this. Like I'm saying, me, I'll buy this 7.5%, and I'll just wait. I won't buy anymore, right? Because it comes back in and it's come back in for the retest and it's been successful and it's going up. So we have to respect that. On 4 hours, you got to respect that. So I think where's your entry for your short?
let me check. The entry was um my entry was 35 cent, 36 cents. Yeah.
36. So yeah, I mean, I think if I were you, I'll probably bank some of I'll probably, say bank some of it because I mean, It's a tree. It's on the 4 hours. It's supposed to go up, but you could get a zip. You could get a zip down first before you go up. But if it shoots up now, you'll be in minus. I mean, you're 36. We are 35.83 anyway.
Mm,
So you may as well maybe leave it. Leave it for now.
mm,
Leave it for now, and only close it if price gets above here, the 50-day moving average. If we get above here and we confirm, key, confirm. So I'll explain the confirmation I'm talking about. So you see here, right? See here, we go up, we hit it, go up, but we did not confirm, right? So when we started to come back up, where we got rejected a bit, and then we went down first and then came back again, right? This break is no confirmation. The next candle gives the confirmation. So here, you see, we tried to go back down and we didn't get anywhere near. That tells me that there's strength to the upside, right? So that's a confirmation right there. So the confirmation is very, very important. That's one thing that I'm learning a lot is confirmation, confirm whatever is going to happen. Because if you don't confirm, then you jump the gun. Because here you could have said, "Oh, it's going to go up. Let me close my short." Then it brought you back down. Of course, it went back up. But what if it continued coming back down?
mm,
Because we didn't confirm. Here, we didn't confirm. After we broke down, we went up, we broke down, we closed below the 50, then tried to go back up and got rejected. So it means no, shorts are not supposed to be closed. So here, let's bring it here. So if we come here and you get above four something, 4.2 or whatever, right?
mm,
Then wait for the next candle to see what happens. If the next candle closes below, like this one here, right? If it closes below the 50-day moving average, wait for the next candle trying to bounce up. If the next candle trying to bounce up closes above it, then you know you've got confirmation, right?
mm,
You have confirmation that actually you're going somewhere. And at that point, yeah, you can close the short, take a small loss. It's better to take a small loss on confirmation than actually closing it early. Because here, I'll show you what I'm doing on my tier trade, right? And I'll explain. Since George has joined, so I better probably explain it. So on this 4 hour chart, in a similar fashion, right? My short entry is sitting around 490. So I'm in loss at the moment. I'm doing nothing, right? Because we don't have confirmation yet. Okay, so we've had a good candle. This candle is great and it's above the 50-day moving average, right? So this is good. But what I would want to see is a retest. Does the retest break it or does it stop somewhere and continues going up? If that continues going up, then it gives me confidence that actually, yes, we're going to go higher. However, I wouldn't be closing it even still here. I will let it come to this line here, the 200, because that's the resistance. Is the resistance across all these tops. We went all the way to what, 570 and rejected, right? And again, it's very similar. When it comes here, if I see this and I retest and it fails, then I know we're coming back down. If, however, is able to poke above it, break through it, with a good candle like this, break through it, close above it, then we get a retest. And the retest doesn't break the 50-day moving average. And the volume that it actually also brings onto it is small volume. And I get a bullish divergence candle. Let me try and find something here. So here, like here, right? So this is an example. This is an example. You break above, you come down to retest the 200, and then I get this. This is confirmation for me. This candle gave me the confirmation that we are not breaking below this line. If I get that, then yes, I'm happy to close my short or reduce it substantially. Of course, I won't be closing all of it because otherwise liquidation becomes, a mess. I'll reduce it by 50% and take a small loss, right, on my short trade because I know we're going way higher. So that's how I'm playing it. This 200 moving average is currently the first one is past. Test one has been passed. Does it pass test two? If it passes test two, then I'll take action. Then I know we're going somewhere because after this point here, we'll be hitting almost $6. And from $6, we're not coming back. We're not coming back to $3 anymore, $4 anymore. We'll be going up and up and up because the levels have clearly, been done. I mean, I can see here oversold, oversold, oversold. Three of them, I'm happy. And in terms of counts, we could count if you count that one, two, three, and four. So on a high level, I can count four. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes when I get to four, I like to take action because even if there's one more left, it's not a lot. It's only one dip to the downside, which is left currently on this chart, if we're even going to get it. So so for me, I mean, on this tier chart, on this tier trade, that's how I'm executing it, right? Is looking good. We've got weekly divergence, which obviously we spoke about. There's a weekly divergence. There's a daily divergence in play. Is escape the triangle. All these are kind of good work. He's doing some good work. Okay, keep on. But I need to see you break above this point here. This 570 or whatever. Once it breaks above and confirms, I'm happy. I know we are in a new trend, you know. So that's what I'm looking for on tier, and that's how I'm gonna play it. Um, I'll reduce the shorts dramatically, dramatically when we get to that point. I may take a 4 grand, 5 grand loss or whatever. I don't really care because at that point I know we're going up. So, the up trade is going to give me a huge amount of money back now that I know we're going somewhere. So that's how I'm kind of playing this one. So, Georgie, so that's how we're playing this one. This 200 moving
Yeah.
up, this 50-day moving average is the line on the
Mm,
daily chart. That's the line. You know, if we break above this and confirm, that's it, bro. You can reduce your shorts, you'll be fine. It's
yeah.
an example on the daily chart. Another example on the daily chart is here, right? So you break above, you did not confirm here, so I won't do
Yeah.
anything. Here, we didn't confirm, so I would expect more downside. And actually, yes, it did go down first. Then we came back for a retest. Okay, you've come back, great. What happens to the retest? Retest was positive. Big
Yeah.
volume, the volume is bigger, so bigger volume than this candle. I will close my shorts on that or reduce it if I can. Like reduce to, I just make sure that my
It helps
liquidation,
the
of course,
liquidation. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I still got to manage risk. So, if my liquidation is sitting around, like for example, $3, I will be happy for it to be, say, somewhere here, $4. I'll be happy for it to be at $4 because I know with this retest, we ain't coming back to $4. So that's the key. I think the last time we didn't get the confirmation. This here, right? We didn't get confirmation. I think when we got to $6 or something, this particular side, we didn't get the
Yeah.
confirmation. So we broke above it, okay, then went above it, closed above it, then closed above it, but there wasn't really a bullish green candle anywhere. See, we didn't get the confirmation of, okay, look, we've got a green candle, it's closed above it, it's a big volume buying has come back into the market. We didn't get it.
Yeah.
So that was where I think the problem was with that side. So here, the confirmation was missing, the proper confirmation, we didn't get it. And anyway, the levels had not all been done on this daily chart anyway. We had only done one level drop, two here, and there was a third level left. So that we didn't have three yet. So it was a bit premature to say, okay, it's going to go up. I think
Yeah.
so. So that's tier. And then let's go and look at Chill Guy because you are interested in Chill Guy as well, Marshall. So this one again, this is another one that you know, I would have expected it to go up from here, right? So we went up, yes, but then the confirmation failed. So, you know, retest failed. You know, we broke above it. This is the breakout candle. And unfortunately, the next candle retesting it didn't really, it broke above it. It broke below, sorry, closed below the 21 day. Well, that's not good. That's a recipe for disaster. So um, it's the confirmation part. We need to always wait for confirmation because if you don't, then sometimes we can jump the gun. So somebody could have looked at this big green candle. Okay, I'll buy. But but that's why for me it's good to buy on like low ends. So like here, I would have bought here. I would have bought this. Whenever I see this pink candle on a chart, I'm looking for a reversal. Whenever I see this candle, I'm looking for a reversal in some way, shape, or form. Reversal to go up. And so I probably would have bought this candle if I was looking for the trade. You know, but of course, here, if I bought here, I know it will come back in and visit somewhere in the middle. And it did come and visit it again. So sometimes if you don't get to buy a good entry here, it's just patience. Sometimes just wait because you come back into it here. You will come back into it. And it did come back in. So you could have bought some here, bought some here if you wanted to. And then you made a good move. You could sell and take your money. So if we're trading and we're not doing long-term investing, then you know these are the sort of trades I think 2025 will be doing is good entries. We move like if you bought somewhere here like 0.16, 0.17, and you've gone to 27, 25, 10x leverage, you make a chunk of money on it, 15% or even 10% allocation of your account. You close the trade, take your money, wait for the next entry. You know, there's plenty of them. We'll get plenty. So but this particular one, you know, I think this fall here, if I count, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. And so this is 4 now. And potentially there's one more zip to the downside. You know, so this becomes 4 and you're going to get one more and 5. Always when you get 3, you get big bounce. So 3 drops on the daily chart, you get a big bounce from that. Then you go continue. Sometimes you won't get it. Sometimes you get 2 more to the downside. The 2 more is not always guaranteed. So, but if you get a 3 and you start making money, you have to be cautious around, okay, look, is there a change? And normally, if I buy here and it starts coming up and I see this red candle, I'll sell it and take my money. Straight up. I'll take my money and sit on the sidelines or take my money and take a short because I know we're going to come back down a little bit. So that's in this one, maybe just one more drop, chill guy, on the daily chart. If Bitcoin drops, then it will also drop one more. Then after that, we'll be going up. So that's chill guy. We've done gold. Let's look at Ethereum because Ethereum sometimes is like a altcoins barometer thing, right? So let's look at ETH BTC first. So ETH BTC on the weekly chart. The week is not ended, so all I can draw conclusions. We got a bullish candle here. I think it will come back into this somewhere here at the very least. It will be back in. It will come back in here somewhere. Back in here somewhere. It will come back to revisit. Let's do the counts. And I think I did the counts. So on the weekly chart. So I wouldn't count anything until so from here, let's ignore this for a minute. We want to count 3 steps to the downside. So this thing came all the way down here. So we ignore that too. So this is 1 step down. And this is another step down here too. And then we go out 3 steps. So 3 steps to the downside from the pivot here. That's a good step. We have a divergence on the weekly chart. So we've gone here. The lowest point is here on the RSI. We've gone lower, number 1, RSI is higher. Lower, number 2, RSI is higher. I think this is as good as gold for me. I think it goes up after revisiting this wick somewhere. I'm wondering how I highlight a particular section. I don't know how to, where we do that. Is it this? One of these things can be used as to highlight. Let me see here. Is it this? Uh-huh. Box. Right. Good. So let's put a box here. That's an interest box. It will get in there somewhere. And then after that, it will be going up. So Ethereum on BTC is looking really good to go against, like, outperform BTC. And if we look at it from the USD chart, what we can see is daily chart, weekly is red. So we have a red candle, volume, and MACD. So we could go down a little bit and test maybe here, 2974, somewhere there before we bounce back up with a divergence. We kind of bounce and then just off we go. If we go to the daily chart, let's look at the daily chart and see what's going on in the daily chart. We went there, we went here. Yeah, so the divergence was there. It was there for everyone to see. From here onwards, we're just going up and up and up and up, and RSI is kind of down, 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 down. And then you get your blow off top there, and then off you come down. So we were just down. I mean, if I'm being critical on this chart, then Ethereum has a top there. It's got a top there. So the critical person would say, maybe it falls more. But hey, on this daily chart, I'm not too I mean, the ETH BTC chart looks strong. It looks ready to go up, which means maybe ETH is going to do really, really strongly well, and it's going to actually break the tops and keep going higher towards maybe the 6, 7, 8 grand, 10 grand mark. So let's not discount that. I think I would go with the ETH BTC chart. This thing is giving me a false. I mean, there's no divergence on the weekly chart. I mean, like, the only divergence I have is, let me see something. Let's look at this properly. The only divergence I have is here. So here we went lower. So we went to the lowest point of RSI here. And the price has gone lower here. And the RSI, okay, there is a divergence there. And there is. This here. That's higher. Yeah, it is. So we do have a divergence. So so it conforms with the ETH BTC chart. This is going, which means ETH is going to really perform well. But I think it's still got a bit of a pullback on it. I think it comes back in to do a double bottom somewhere here, double bottom around 3,096, because when you look at the ETH BTC chart, we are expecting, where is the ETH BTC chart? We are expecting us to come back into this box fast, right? So that means that the USD pair would also bleed a bit. And so coming back to a double bottom seems like what is more likely to happen. Then that gives us a bullish divergence as well. And that will give us a bullish divergence because if we come here and bounce up, that will be like this candle here. It'll be very similar to this candle. It'll be going up. So I think a little bit of a falling on Ethereum and we'll be going. Let's look at DOT because you've got DOT. So DOT on the ETH BTC, on the BTC pairing. Let's see if we got divergence on the weekly chart and see. We actually do. Yes, we do have a divergence. If you look at the point here and come and look at the point here, there's a divergence on the weekly chart. So again, I think this goes up. DOT goes up. It will perform BTC. It could come back into it. Again, let me just draw a box. Let's draw a box here. It could have a small zip And that oh no, I don't want you all the way down to here. That becomes the area of interest on it. So it could zip into here and then off we go. But it's looking bullish. The setup is looking bullish on the weekly chart. And then the USDT pair itself, weekly chart. So this is another one, right? This is another one. This is confirmation all written all around it. So here, rejected. Okay, let's see if we come to do a retest. It comes to do the retest, rejected, right? Comes again, retest. If this closes like it's closing above the 50-day moving average, then you'll be going up. You'll be going up from here. So, it's all on this in terms of how it closed, because currently it's engulfing this whole candle. So you don't want to close like that. You want to close slightly above this middle part here. If we engulf this whole candle, then potentially this will break and it will come back down first before you go up. So it depends on how this closes. But based on the dot BTC pair, we're expecting a bit of a down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually break this and come and test this point, this 550 area zone. And then after that, hopefully have some energy to come down. I mean, if it gets worse, then you probably be looking at, dot coming into this area, this zone here. Hopefully not. Hopefully it just stops here, stops at the base of this candle. But yeah, I'll be prepared for that as well. If I was trading it, I'll be prepared for here, a double bottom type scenario. Because these candles, these pink candles, when they show, is a reversal, but they also give you an area of interest for price to come back to. So we didn't exceed it. This did not exceed this. 366 was not exceeded by this. So we could come back below this candle here. So I wouldn't be surprised if the price retraces back and comes back to exceed this candle and then gives a bullish candle. So I'll probably put my area of interest, actually. I'll draw this whole box. This whole area becomes an area of interest. That area becomes an interest on dot, because these candles are always they attract price after it comes, it bounces strongly, as you can see, but price comes back into it. So I won't be surprised to see that on dot, because we're expecting the BTC pair to also come down a bit as well. And then let's see, render, or let's do PEPE, actually, PEPE. So PEPE on the BTC, on the weekly chart, we're still forming a red candle. MACD is going down. So unless something changes dramatically overnight, then you more likely will come back to this zone here, somewhere to here. Let me put it here. Somewhere in between this box, you end up filling it, because currently you have 1 drop, 2 drops. Where's the 3rd drop? We don't have it. So we need something in this box before we go. So that's what I'll probably be looking for on PEPE, is more downside, unless this candle closes like, let's say we close above the green line, which is the 9-day EMA. If we close above it, then I will say, yes, we're not coming below this line. But it depends on how this closes tonight. Probability-wise, I'll probably say down. But, that's just my bias, right? But the chart has to give us the indication. So if tomorrow I get up and I see that it's above the 9, then I change my tune and say, okay, well, actually, no, we're going up. So until that point, PEPE is a downward journey for me. But it's not huge. I mean, if it comes back to what, 12 from 17, it's only 5 points drop. It's not a huge drop. And then we'll be going up. So that's PEPE. Solana is looking really strong. I really like Solana. It's one of those coins that has done really well, and I think will do really well. We this is the retesting we've been stressing all through this call, right? So guess what? Solana breaks down, it will come back and retest the line. It's always the case. Whenever you break below these key lines, you come back into it. It's like coming back to the scene of the crime, right? It's always the case. Whenever you break, you come back. Whenever you break, you come back. Look at this. Break it, you come back and retest. You break it, you come back and retest. It's just the way it is. Like even this one here, we did break, we tried to retest it before going bonkers. When you break the 50, it's the same. You may go down a bit more, but you come back to do a retest. So we've come back to do the retest and failed, and we are now going down. So I think Solana comes into this box here. So I think it comes down a bit more into the zone. And that's where I would expect Solana to come. And that will give us a good place for Solana to bounce, for the upside. So that's what I'm looking for in Solana as well.
But that's the Solana BTC chart, right?
Yeah, that's the Solana BTC chart. But if we want the like Sol USD chart, it's pretty much the same. If the Solana is going to bleed against Bitcoin and Bitcoin gets to 88K, then yes, I think 150 Solana. The 150 Solana is on the cards. These candles, when they form, they tend to be exceeded. You tend to get reverse first, then they exceed it first. So like, oh, let me draw the area of interest here on that one. Area of interest will be below here. So somewhere there, below there. Like these candles here, whenever they form, you go lower first, then you go. If you don't go lower before you go, then you come back in, right? You come back below it. Like, look at this one here, right? If you look at this, we go boom, 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 boom. Okay, guess what? We came below it first before going properly, all right? Whenever you see these big ones, always look for the reverse. So when you're looking for the dump, instead look for the rise first. When you see these ones, look for a dump. So you have to do the contrary, right, to these candles, because red will be like, oh, we're going to go down some more. Yes, we might, but we're more likely, but we could get a really strong bounce. And the reason why we get a strong bounce is because people are being liquidated. Okay, so when you close your trade, when you close a trade for short, you buy, right? It's a buy action. So when you're buying, the price goes up. So a short squeeze will always make price go the other way. And so that's what these candles are. This one is a liquidation of shorts. Shorts are being liquidated. When shorts are being liquidated, shorts are being liquidated, they are selling. They are selling. When you sell, price goes back down. So when I see these candles, I'm always looking for a reversal. They go up sometimes, some more, but not by much. So when I see this, I'm always looking for the next candle following. What's it going to be like? If it's red, straight away you go a good short. If it's these candles, just wait. Just wait. Wait until you get a red candle. When you get a red candle, you take a short. Your probability of success will be very, very high on them. So I do expect Sol to come into this box, and after that, we could get some really strong bounces in there. Otherwise, if this 50-day moving average breaks on Solana, then Solana is coming to $91 or $100. Hopefully not. Hopefully we don't see that, but we got to be prepared for it, because it's not falling much, right? Solana is really not falling much. So it's going to be weak for a while. We don't have any divergences yet, on the weekly chart that I can see. There's no divergences yet. So we get some divergence on the weekly charts. And this would potentially give us one, because if this goes down, zip and zip, then this becomes our bottom, and RSI will be higher, or double bottom RSI, and then we'll be on our way going. So And if you draw a line, if we draw a line from here, from the bottoms here, just connect this and connect it through here, then that line has to be hit. That's the support line. Cuts through there, cuts through here, cuts through these some of these bottoms here. So it comes back into it somewhere, and cuts it somewhere there. So that line, if this line breaks, and I just use the 50-day, we can just use the 50-day moving average as the line. If this breaks and confirmation is given, then that's it. Like here. So here, right? You break it through, you come and confirm and reject. Confirmation turns into rejection. You'll be going down some more. This move to the other side here, again, if I was in the trade and I took the short on this confirmation, so reject, and I took a short on this line because this was the confirmation for me. This one here, that rejection, second rejection. I took a short here and it did bounce above here. Okay, I'll be saying, okay, to close my short, I need confirmation of this candle. So if we come back in and I look at the volume and I compare it, this is not a good candle after this. So, okay, I know I will be waiting for the next candle. And if the next candle breaks like we did this, I will not close my short. So I think a lot of the trades, we just have to wait for confirmation on them, then decide what we do with them, in terms of, okay, it's a bad trade, cut the trade, go the other direction, recover the money, rather than just sit in the losses for a long time. So Solana, a bit more. I think we'll get a bit more downside on, unless magic happens tonight and this thing goes above the 9. If we close above the 9 tonight, then that changes the whole score. And then it will go up first before maybe coming back to recover this candle. So Solana is looking good, but it's a bit weak compared to, I guess, some of the other coins, unless, of course, it changes tonight. AAVE is the one I like. So AAVE, I like AAVE. But again, AAVE has done a good job. It's done a huge move, honestly, this coin. Goodness me. So what we've got on the weekly chart, we've had a golden cross. A golden cross is when the 50 crosses the 200, right? And when you have a golden cross, you dump into the golden cross. And then you go up, right? So we are dumping into it, which is what is happening. And these candles, like I said, these candles always, when they come, they are like a barometer for more upside. So I wouldn't be surprised that, we do a double bottom or something, or worst case scenario, come to about here, 227, and then off we go to new all-time highs. So maybe a bit more falling on AAVE, but AAVE is been pretty strong. So I'll put my area of interest between this box here. That'll be my area of interest on AAVE. It's broken the channel. It did break the channel I drew. So, whichever way it breaks, it's going to go down some more, and it's broken. So there's more downside on it. But, again, if I wanted to take a short, I'll wait for the confirmation. And the confirmation would be it rises up. It will come back. Probably it could rise all the way back up to here, but not break the line. And then that's the point where you take your short. If you get a confirmation that actually, no, it's not going to go up anymore, you take the short. So daily chart here, this is a typical example of it on this line. If you close above this line, we wait for the retest. If the retest holds, then we know we're going up. But if the retest fails, then we'll come down some more. So, and you can see where we've drawn the area of interest. That's exactly where I think price will hit some point. Because on the daily chart, if you say you've done one level drop there, and this is double bottom type scenario, that's 2. So where's my third? There's no third left. So there's one more leg to the downside left on this one. I think we've looked at all our coins. Yeah, the key ones that we trade. We've looked at all of them, I think. Yeah. So I think tonight for me, Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is doing some good work. Excuse me, it's doing some good work. I mean these candles, when I see them, I always look for a reversal. When I see these candles, I look for a reversal first before. It may come back below it, but it goes up first. So on balance, so long as we maintain this line here, and if I get up tomorrow, midnight, and I see that we've closed above this 50-day moving average, then I'll be looking for the retest the following on Monday. So on Monday, we'll have a retest. Say, for example, this closes above somewhere. Let's say it closes here, 96,000. Then I'll wait for the retest. If the retest comes in and the line holds, then that's it. We're off. We'll be going higher. And the fall will have to wait. We'll be going higher because I guess maybe Trump is coming. So, all the Trump effect and everything else. Because on Bitcoin, we have three level drops have been achieved as well. That's another thing that I like on the weekly, on the daily chart. When you have three, you go up quite a bit. We have one drop there. This is another one. And there's another one. And I have this candle. I always look for a reversal. Look at this one here. We had this and we had this, right? Look at this one here. We had this, we had that. At some point, we'll come below it. I put these angry faces. I put the angry faces below it because it reminds me of areas of interest when Bitcoin is falling. Next time, it gives me an area of interest. So you have it, you go. You have it, you go. Each time it shows up on the chart, unless it tells me we are not far from even here. Look for a reversal somehow. This shows up. Okay, yes, we'll go down here, but look what happened. We just went. So whenever it shows up, I'm looking for a reversal. I'm looking for a reversal. Whenever it shows up, I'm looking, this thing is going to reverse. This thing is going to reverse. I'll show you another one. Look at this here. Okay, we go up first, don't we? We go up first before we have a swipe to the downside, then we continue going up. It's like a magnet, and basically this candle is just low volume selling. So this one is 200% increase in volume in the last selling volume in the last 9 candles, and this one is 150. So when you go from like 150 selling to buying, then buying, that's good. You get 200, then off you go. So the 200 always also tells me there is correction coming on the line. It tells me that we'll come below this at some very soon. And the person who erred on the caution here and said, look, the move is coming to an end, I need to be cautious, did really well, because if you started shorting from here, 69, short, keep shorting, 5% here, another 5% there, 5% here, you did really well, because guess what? You entered into a bear market. It took you all the way down to 48K. So I'm always doing the contrary. When I see these candles, I always do the contrary. So I expect us to go up. And when we start going up, and I see a red candle like that, I'll be starting looking for a reversal on Bitcoin. When I see any red candle like this, any red candle that shows itself, big fat red candle, and it goes up again, that's when I'll be shorting. I'll be shorting Bitcoin into it, or not Bitcoin, maybe probably the altcoins, because they are the ones that are going to fall the most. So that's some good alpha there. Well, if those people who want to buy investment coins, then smoking chicken fish is cheap. Smoking chicken fish, is cheap now. It's very cheap. It's at the
That one is so cheap.
bottom of the gutter.
I don't
So
know. I don't know when it's gonna go up, man.
it will
This
go
is
up. No, no, no. All these coins will go up. You watch. We'll do this every week. So, you know. Like I probably say, this year, because you have divergence, right? You have divergence in the weekly chart. There's a divergence in the weekly chart. So I would probably say this right here, we may, even if we come down, we'll come down probably to that line, and that'll be it. Because you have a divergence here. Look at the price here, low. This is lowest point of RSI, and then we go lower, RSI is higher. A weekly divergence always gives you momentum to the upside, right? So a typical example is here. Here, look at this, right? Look at the low, you know, look at this and look at this. I don't think we don't have the RSIs here, but I want to find one which, this one. So let's find this one here. So here, that's the low point of RSI. Yeah, we go lower, RSI higher, and after that, we just go high. We go up. So whenever you see a divergence in a weekly chart, you got to really pay attention and respect it and at least buy some. Somebody will say, at least buy some of your allocation, right? And we do have it here. We have a divergence on there. I think MACD is also looking promising. We've done the loop. This is the loop to the upside that we did. And then we have a zip down because then everybody gets scared, right? So everybody gets scared and throws in the towel because like, we're gonna go way lower. Let me just take my loss and go away. Then all of a sudden it goes boom. It's like, why did I wait? So, you know. So yeah, I would buy this now if my
It
money was not
reminds me
locked.
of Sui.
Was it?
I say it reminds me of Sui.
Yeah, literally,
You know,
we closed our long trades, right? We closed our long
yeah,
trades, and then no, our shorts. We were in shorts,
our
I think.
shots, yeah,
Yeah, the moment we closed this, like zip down. It's like,
yeah.
you know, um, and then like Linux is. Let me see if we got divergence in the weekly chart on Linux. So we don't yet. I don't see a divergence. Oh, actually, there is divergence on it, because that is, let me see. So here is high. That's the lowest point. RSI is higher, and RSI is still lower. So I think there's more falling on 9x because you've only done just one level here, two here. Okay, it's done three to the downside. Yeah, so three drops on the weekly. It's not on the week. This is not weekly. No wonder. I'm looking at daily. So the weekly chart, there's no divergence. So there's more downside. There's no divergence on there. So there will be more downside on Linux. It probably comes back to the zone. And at that point, if I have spare cash, I'll buy about 10 grand and put it there and stack it away. It did really well. It moved all the way from 0.03 to 0.12. That's almost a 4x. So if we're paying attention to this, we would have probably made quite a bit of money. Suku is another one. We don't have any divergence in the weekly chart, so I think probably there's more downside on this. There's no divergence yet that I can see. Even on the daily chart, can I see a divergence? One level, two. This is three, so we have three. And we do have some divergence. This is the lowest point. Price. Oh yeah, we do have a daily divergence, so you've got to respect the daily divergence. So there's a divergence on the daily chart. We have to see whether it plays into the weekly chart. At the moment, we have to wait for that confirmation. Does it play into the weekly chart? But it won't be, there will be nothing wrong for me to buy 5% here. If I had spot bag and I was buying, I'll buy 5% here. And I'll just wait. If it goes down one more leg, I'll buy another 5% of my account, or even 10% of my account at that point. So Suku, not ready yet, but it's like cooking meat. It's rare. It's rare. Let's see, which other ones did we play with? Boba. Boba on the daily chart. we have, let's see, do we have a divergence on daily chart? So we're falling down here. Price is gone lower here, or double bottom type scenario, and RSI is higher. So yeah, Boba would be good for me to buy now. We were buying here, and I was waiting for whatever move to the upside. We're buying 0.2. No, oh wait, what are we buying here? Oh, what's this?
But we bought it very high back
No,
then.
I'm looking at the wrong side of the chart, aren't I? Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong side. We're buying somewhere there.
0.6 and
zero point
stuff.
0.6, yeah, 0.6, yeah,
0.5, yeah.
0.5, 0.3. It did bounce up a little bit to 0.49 and then off. Because I think, the levels had not been done, and this is the thing. So the levels were not done. This is one, this is two, and this is three, and guess what? You have a good bounce, right? And then you go 4 and 5. So, and anybody who bought here is sitting on, even today, sitting on profit if you bought this 5. So when this is why I say when it gets to 4, I'm always looking. I'll buy 5% on 4, and then 5, I'll put all my chips on the card, 10%. Because if you bought this, you would have done really well. And it comes back in. This becomes an area of interest. So, here, whenever you get a wick like this, price always comes back to explore it. So you can see price came back into it, right? So when I get this, if you're patient, and sometimes the patience is the big deal, right? You see the price going, it's going too far, okay. And then you got your order somewhere at 0.17. You're thinking it's never going to come to me. Guess what?
Exactly.
It came on the 5th of November. It took a while. It took from August all the way August, September, October, November. 3 months before you got your order filled. But if you were patient, you got rewarded really well. And then guess what? Boom, off you went to close to what? Double your money instantly, straight away. You double your money. So I think some of these trades we just have to be patient, and 2025, it's a year of recovery, and we need to make money, big money. So we'll be patient for the trades rather than chasing the trades. We see the setup. Okay, we know something might happen here. We place another day, we forget about it, right? We have other things. Maybe we can trade other things whilst we're waiting for something like this to play out. But it's just identifying these opportunities. Another one is is Mubi. So Mubi, one of my favorite coins, right? Again, the person who waited for this area of interest, this small here, this wick here, the person who waited for it will be filled. It's coming. It's coming. It will be filled. You get a fill here, and then you'll be gone. Like and it took us almost what, August to January if you're waiting. But I mean, if buying this point is not too bad. I mean, if I wanted a trade, I'll buy this. I'll buy 5% here and I'll put 10% here. So just in case, just in case I don't get failed, and we return, I'll got my 5% to make me money. And if it gets into the box, it's nothing is guaranteed in this business. It's all probabilities. So, here I'll put 10% here. I'll buy 5% straight up from off the back, and I'll do really well. If my money was available, not stuck in tier, I'll buy million tokens. I'll buy million. I'll buy million tokens straight out, straight up, straight up. I'll buy million tokens because once we get back here, 0.05, it's what if I get this is let's make it's now 0.0. Let's do 0.2, 0.02 because if you're buying so many of them. So let's see, I think 15 grand will give you that. 15K divided by 0.02. It's 750. So yeah, about 20 grand. Let's do 18K divided by 0.02. It's 900. Even let's just say 18K. We spend 18K, 900 tokens times back to the peak here which is 0.05 times 0.05. It's 45 grand.
Sharp.
Sharp. I take my money and walk away. But it will go higher than that. To be honest, the price will go higher than this. It will go higher. It will go at least to about back to these peaks here. It will go back there. It's a 20x. It's a 20x trade. This trade would be 20x trade if I was taking it. 20 times my money. Because 0.2 to 20 is 10x, isn't it? 0.2, 2 times 10. Yeah, it's a 10x. It's 10x. So yeah, you would be making a stack of money on this trade. But hey, money is stuck in tier, so there's nothing we can do, right? We just identify the opportunities and just wait. So I think those are deep. Even deep is also another good one. Deep is been very strong. Is it a DEX, Marshall, on SUI? Deep book.
Yeah. It's one of these. Is a DEX DeFi kind of slash DeFi.
Yeah, these DeFi DEX coins, they do really well. That's why I'm identifying. When they come, and Linux is the same. You see, Linux is the DeFi on the linear blockchain. The linear blockchain hasn't been launched yet, but when it's launched, this DEX will go crazy. So these DEXs, look at where it started from, 0.009, and we are sitting at what? 0.14. I mean, could you imagine? Like, it's crazy.
Yes.
I mean, this is
Incredible, huh?
insane. 2000%. Oh my goodness me, that's a 20x. I mean, even if you bought from here, you do a 10x. Those who bought from this pivot here, it's 3x. They've done it beautiful. They did a beautiful 3x. So these DEXs, this is why I want Linux. This is why I want to have some Linux, because it's the same as me buying this here at 0.03 and keeping it and waiting for it to go to what? 0.16, 0.20. So Linux and Mubi, these two coins, I need to really, when I get my money back from tier, I need to really pick them up and just pack them away. Linux will be a trade as it gets to, Mubi, when it gets to 0.6, 0.7, I double my money, I can just sell it, or maybe I just wait and sell half and leave half, whatever. So those are some good coins there, bit more speculative, but you get more money. You get more return on your money. ALT, Rari is also Rari on the daily chart. Let's see, do we have any divergence? This is week daily. We don't know. Weekly, we don't know. There's no divergence. So Rari will come back and test this line again. We'll come back into it. So we'll come back into like 160, something like that. So you can see now the coins are all going back down, right? So the retest is happening, I think, on Bitcoin. That retest we spoke about on the daily chart. I think, yeah. So you can see we've broken above and we are falling off the cliff. So this is why you need confirmation. So if tonight we're above it, happy days. If we're not, we're below it, we're going down some more. It's very simple. So it's a simple game. I mean, but this box is really interesting to me, this box, because that's the wick left, right? This wick, that's the wick, and that area has not been tested. So that could be a potential zone if we were to come back down, come back into it, and maybe it could go slightly lower to 88K, which is this candle here, the pink candle, 88K, even all the way down to about 85K, which is this candle. This candle is the one of interest. When you're coming back down, is the one you need to watch out for. So 85K probably is the worst case scenario we'll see on Bitcoin on this if we do have a dump. But I'm erring on the side that we will probably not see the dump, but tomorrow will give us confirmation. Let me So let's stop recording that, and then we can